today. The Miss America nurse controversy explodes. The backlash no one saw coming. All new odds. Nurses unite in a show of force. How Miss Colorado is fighting back against her critics. And see who's coming to her defense. Even I weigh in with over 200 nurses strong. Coming up next.
We'll save lives today.
You guys ready to get healthy?
Hashtag Nurses Unite. It has become a rallying cry for nurses coast to coast, angry over criticism of Miss Colorado. So today, nurses, we've got your back. Yeah! And you deserve it. Now, I've invited Miss Colorado, Kelley Johnson, here to address this controversy and fight back against her critics, but she is not alone, because I am surrounded by nurses, and I'm dedicating this whole show to you guys and all that you stand for. So here's what's coming up today on our Nurses Power Hour. A nurse-approved 28-day plan for anyone who wants to get slim and strong. And nurses are here showing you how you might think about everyday situations around your health a little differently. You're going to find out, for example, nurses' secrets to treat back pain, nausea, and even how to nurse a hangover, because we do that sometimes in the medical profession. And I've got a big announcement, a really big one. At the end of the show, if you're a nurse, it could change your life. So let's start with the Miss America controversy. Take a look. Nurses all around the country began sharing photos of themselves on Facebook and Instagram, wearing their scrubs and stethoscopes, hashtagging not just a nurse, Nurses Unite, and my talent is nursing.
I saw Miss Colorado's monologue. I thought it really represented nursing in a really positive way, and I walked away from seeing that clip just really proud to be a nurse.
The posts went viral. Please welcome Miss Colorado, Kelley Johnson.
Thank you so much.
I mean, they really love you.
Hi, guys.
Please have a seat.
Thank you.
I knew they'd be emotional to see you, but that's...
I'm emotional to see them. This is amazing. Thank you all so much for coming.
So I was really struck by the story you told in the monologue.
Yeah.
And you titled it Just a Nurse, in fact, not just a nurse.
Right.
So why'd you pick that title? What did that mean to you?
Yeah, so when I first started thinking about what talent I was going to do on the Miss America stage, I don't know how to sing, I don't know how to baton twirl, I don't know how to do those wonderful technical talents. I just don't know how, but I didn't want to be counted out of the job of Miss America because I knew that my talent was nursing. I knew that I cared about people. I knew that I had something intelligent to contribute to the conversation about healthcare as a contender for Miss America. And so when I started thinking about what I was going to do for my monologue, I thought, I can go dramatic, I can act, I can do something like that, or I can just simply be myself. I can be Kelley and I can speak from the heart about someone who made a difference in my life. And the reaction and how much it's done for the nursing profession, the women who've been in this profession for so much longer than me, the experienced nurses, the nurses who are taking care of our soldiers, the nurses who are taking care of our kiddos and our babies, and the nurses that are there for you when you go through your last cancer treatment. Those are the nurses that deserve this recognition. And I cannot believe that me just making one choice has given them what they deserve.
And they do deserve it. I've been following some of the controversy, some of the criticism that you faced. Did that surprise you?
I was a little surprised, but I did not even know about the comments until all of these wonderful women and the rest of the nurses in America reacted to it for me. And it was just, I was just so excited about what it was doing for our nurses in general and for the recognition that they all deserve.
Let's talk about the stethoscope. You're wearing one now.
Yeah.
It became part of this discussion.
Right.
And folks were saying, well, why are nurses wearing stethoscopes? Did that catch you off guard?
That did catch me off guard. You know, nurses are so intelligent. We're so educated. We've gone through so much with our doctors and with our patients, and we joke about times that doctors have needed to borrow our stethoscopes, and so yeah.
You know what I say? As soon as I heard the controversy, I tweeted out, because I am known, renowned, where I practice, always borrowing nurses. First of all, they're clean.
Right.
You always
Absolutely.
They work.
Yes.
And you always have one.
Right, and so it's actually been a blessing in disguise, because so many people now are talking about how much we do and how educated we are and how much we care and really how serious our job is and how hard we have to work. I mean, 12-hour shifts, we're going without eating, without using the bathroom to care for people and to take care of people. We're there with our stethoscopes, auscultating and making critical judgments and critical thinking for ourselves, and then calling your doctor. And it was a wonderful opportunity to show how educated and how smart and how intelligent you have to be a nurse.
I was really impressed at how many nurses, others as well, but especially nurses, got behind you on social media.
Yeah.
And I know you follow some of this, but a lot of them were sporting stethoscopes.
Right.
Very proudly saying the things that you're saying right now. When you see this outpouring of emotion from the nurses community, it becomes evident that there was a nerve that was struck.
Right.
Are nurses underappreciated?
Absolutely, I do believe so, and I don't think so anymore. You know, I think that there are so many people who do thank their nurses and do appreciate their nurses, but I believe that just because there were some that maybe didn't know what we did or didn't know really how hard this job is and how hard you have to work to be a good nurse.
See, I think this is a symbol of how we change opinions in general.
Right.
And when we're uninformed about something, by the way, nurses are the #1 most respected profession. They are. That's actually data.
Yes.
But when we take opportunities like this and get, and take the tools that you've given us now to educate folks in a way that's completely unique, it changes all of our lives. So let me bring in a woman who's part of this movement, the hashtag Nurses Unite movement, which I gotta say was it reached about 60 million people.
That's so cool.
And one of the first to use it was Jamie Otis. A lot of you know her. Come on over, Jamie. Jamie actually practiced at my hospital, New York Presbyterian.
Hi, nice to see you.
So, can I just share this tweet from you?
Yeah,
One of the first ones I read.
Sure.
It's a picture. You say, what's my talent? I'm a nurse. My stethoscope is in my locker. That's explaining, of course, why you're not wearing it then. So, what have you been hearing from folks? Educate us a little bit about what's going on in social media around this.
Social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook is angry, and it's largely because I think that there's this hidden message behind the stethoscope comment, is that, a larger part of America is still a little undereducated about our job. And the reason why everyone got so angry on social media is because it's like there's this hidden message that we don't feel appreciated. There are so many times that we're working our tails off, as all you ladies know, and we don't get, it just seems like we don't get a thank you, or it's, oh, that's just the nurse, so let me wait until, and it's like, wait a minute, I can help you out. I know what I'm doing here. So I think that that's a hidden message. And honestly, Dr. Oz, seriously, thank you for giving us a platform and thank you for...
Thank you, Jamie.
No, thank you.
So, I feel passionate about doing this because a lot of times I know you'll be slaving over a patient's bed all night long. The family will come in. They'll see you working there. Then they'll come ask me what to do about something that you were treating all night long. Right. And then I'll go and ask you, the nurses, what do you think I should say? Right? I mean, we've all been there. And I say it with great pride. I'm not embarrassed. I've got someone really smart taking care of somebody. I want to get all that advice. That's what a good doctor should do.
I love you for that.
So I've got an audience full of nurses who've got something to say about it. Who wants to go first? Put your hands up. Excited? You would go? Go ahead.
Good morning. Thank you again, Dr. Oz, for having this platform for nurses. I represent the New Jersey State Nurses and the American Nurses Association as a state president. The largest professional nursing association in America. We're the voice for the 3.4 million registered nurses out there. We are so proud of you, Kelley. Every time I hear your monologue, I start to tear up, because even when they started showing it before you came out, I was like, okay, I'm getting teary-eyed again. Because it's those moments when we have with our patients that you're like, wow, that is why I did this. This is why I do what I love. I have been a nurse for 30 years, an oncology nurse. So you have those touching moments where you're like, okay, I can get through today. I helped someone today.
You got to be reminded about that.
And we have to be reminded sometimes. And the thing that most people, the biggest myth is that we are licensed, highly educated professionals. We have the rights and we have the regulations in place that allow us to do our jobs, take care of our communities, take care of our patients, and do it very effectively, try to keep the costs down, and move healthcare forward. You know, so when those comments came out from The View, I was really taken back. As an avid watcher of The View and have highly respect for them, I was actually taken back by the comments that it's a doctor's step. It just like downplayed the whole profession of nursing with just one little comment. And I think that's why we're taken back.
See, first of all, I love your comments, and I love that you're emotional about them.
Yeah.
I see the tears coming off the side here. Because nurses, they care a lot. I really think it's mostly about being uninformed. That's what it comes down to. And the reason this is a huge opportunity for us.
This is so teachable moment.
Exactly.
This is such a teachable moment.
Yeah. Let's get across what you know to be true, but so many folks don't. You're not just the hired help popping in once in a while. You're the backbone of the structure. All right, we're going to keep this conversation going. We'll be right back after this. As part of our show on the incredible wisdom of nurses today, we wanted to let you know of a way you can help talented and passionate people who want to pursue a career in nursing. The Johnson & Johnson Campaign for Nursing's Future encourages you to go to donateaphoto.com or download the Donate a Photo app. Designate the foundation of the National Student Nurses Association and submit your photo today. And here's the deal. For every photo donated, Johnson & Johnson will give $1 to the foundation of the National Student Nurses Association. So every 1,000 photos donated, it's going to get one student a $1,000 scholarship for nursing school. I think it's a good investment. I'm downloading my photo right now. I'm back, and I have an audience full of nurses who are here to speak up after the Miss America Nurse controversy. Hashtag Nurses Unite was a social call. So what did you want to say?
Well, I wanted to thank Jamie for starting the hashtag Nurses Unite. Whether you are a pre-op nurse taking care of a patient going for surgery, or a clinic nurse educating about vaccines, or a public health nurse preventing outbreaks, we stopped what we were doing. We got to Twitter, we got to Instagram, and we showed how powerful we are, and that you don't want to anger the nursing community.
I know that. I could have told you that. Go ahead.
Hi, how are you? Kelley, thank you so much for representing us so well. My name is Lori, and I just found myself last week on the opposite side of healthcare. I found out that my husband on Tuesday needed quadruple bypass surgery with no heart history, healthy gentleman. And the nurses took care of me. They took care of my family. We've had the wonderful opportunity to have be a part of the best profession in the world. And I am so proud to be a nurse. I am a nursing educator. My 2 daughters are nurses, and my other 2 daughters are in nursing school, so I believe in it. And keep going.
Beautiful story. Other thoughts? Go ahead.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm Nicole. I've been a nurse for almost 20 years, and I just want to say we are so thankful to you, so proud of you. We've been waiting for this moment for us to all stand together and unite and be together. It's amazing. Really, truly amazing. So thank you again for having us.
I got to say, there are actually men in nursing, and quite a few, and I've got some here. Go ahead.
Hi, how are you guys? I'm Robert. I haven't been a nurse for 20 years. I've only been a nurse for about 8 years. But we do take a big part. Men in nursing are, coming through. And I can't tell you how often I go into a patient's room and they're like, oh, Dr. Rob. I'm like, no, I'm not a doctor. I'm a nurse, and I'm proud of that. Yeah. So thank you for everything that you've done for us.
Thank you. All right. Kelley, Jamie, thank you for being here. It means the world to me, and I'm very proud of what you all started. It's a huge opportunity for all of us. You heard it here. It's a teachable moment. Let's take advantage of it. Nurses are the bedrock of health in our communities, and you always will be. And I love that about you. Now, I'm going to keep my word. You have my word on this. We're going to keep this conversation going. We're going to be following hashtag Nurse Nation. And I want you to tweet, Facebook, Instagram today. Tell the world who you are and the wonderful things you do. This is your movement. Own it. We want to make sure that nurses everywhere have a voice. But I want to go one step beyond what you all said. We touched on it, but let's be clear. It's not just about nurses. It's for everyone out there who knows a nurse, who loves a nurse, who's had a nurse, changed their lives, saved their lives. All of you are nurse allies. So act up now. Now I'm going to put this image on my Facebook page. It's a stethoscope. Let's take advantage of it. It's an icon now, thanks to Kelley. So you can make it your profile pic. stand up and support #NurseNation. I've already changed my profile page. You do yours as well. Now, today we got a whole hour focused on the wisdom of nurses. You won't want to miss it. Coming up next, I'm talking to the women who created the 28-day Kickstart plan. Knowledge, experience, and compassion that can turn your health around. Hear their success stories. The plan, oh, it feels good,
overhead press.
oh, is coming up next. Look around. I'm surrounded by nurses all over the place. Applaud for yourself. Every part of the studio, all nurses. And they're all here. It's not just because I love them, I do, but because there's so much to learn from a nurse. They personify prevention. And that's why today I'm asking what they do to get healthy. But I want to start out by talking about the role nurses have in my life and in yours, because I have some very special guests among all these wonderful nurses. I have the cardiac nurses of New York Presbyterian Hospital. Here they are. All these beautiful ladies. And just to show you how brutally honest nurses can be, I'm going to ask them what life is like working with me. So anyone can go, but you know, Flora was the boss. This is who hired me. What was I like, Flora?
You
Me.
talk too fast, walk so fast, think too fast. It's hard for me to follow up, but I deal with you more than 25 years. So,
I'll tell you a story. So at our hospital, when we did heart surgery, it's sometimes bloody in there. And the big decision is when can you close the chest? When is it safe to be able to take the patient out of the OR to the recovery area? And until the nurses, especially Flora, looked over your shoulder and said, it's okay, and you would never ever think of closing the chest. And Flora's saying was it had to be as dry as the Sahara Desert before you could close. So what was I like? Am I a good guy or a bad guy?
You were always a good guy.
She's just saying that.
We enjoy working with you very much.
She never tells me that
And I tell
normal.
the truth all the time.
So, what is it like to stay healthy as a nurse? Who feels like they've gotten there? There you go.
You know, it's really hard to stay healthy, especially working the hours that we do. So you got to find the small ways to do it, like taking the stairs at work or just going for a walk on your break, because it's really hard to find time to go to the gym on your days off.
Hey, go on.
Staying healthy, we are all fit and we're okay working in the operating room. It's just that with Dr. Oz, we do a lot of running, especially when he asks for the sutures that he needs, like the tap deck or chromic. And then when he drops an instrument on the floor, he wants another instrument, and then he will ask for the fine DeVecchi, iris scissor, and all at the same time. I have only 2 hands, 4 instruments at the same time. How can I give it to him?
Now you see why I love them. Where else can you get honest feedback? It's like being married to all of you at once. Well, thank you very much. So, listen, these days, a nurse's role in your healthcare is even more important than ever. Our crew actually went behind the scenes, where cameras rarely go, for a better understanding of what it means to be a nurse in America. And as a patient, you're going to see why a nurse might just be your next doctor. Meet the new face of primary care in America. Catherine is a nurse practitioner in New York City.
I'm a family nurse practitioner. I've been practicing for 5 years, and I'm a primary care provider.
Nurse practitioners are nurses with advanced education that make it possible for them to do most of what doctors do.
I do physicals, I order blood tests and diagnose and write prescriptions, and I work to keep patients healthy and out of the hospital.
Alvarez?
As the nation faces a shortage of doctors and the number of patients go up, more and more nurse practitioners act as primary caregivers.
Nurse practitioners have really stepped up to improve access so that patients can get the health care and the education and the help that they need.
Healthcare is changing. Patients need doctors. Doctors need nurses.
These days, nurses are able to do a lot more than they used to do in the past. And because of that, they're able to help our patients much more efficiently.
We can get treatment started. If a patient needs medication, the nurse can start it right now. Or if I need to make a diagnosis, I'm trusted to make a safe diagnosis as needed. It's a great time to be a nurse right now. People really value the role of nursing. I'm so excited to be a nurse practitioner.
Joining me is family nurse practitioner Angie Golden and clinical nurse specialist Alice Benjamin. Sanjay, we just saw how nurses are becoming the face of primary care in America. When you're going into a doctor's office, it's often a nurse who's there for good reason. How is that actually changing the system? How does it help the patient?
You know, I think the most amazing part for me as a nurse practitioner is that, first of all, I started out as a nurse. And then I went back to school and I added some of the tools of medicine, but I never lost my nursing. I brought that caring, that ability to listen carefully. And I think that's what nursing brings to primary care.
Yeah, fantastic. So here's the thing. Nurses are all about prevention. We're hearing it in every different way today. And that's why we're about to review a plan created for you by nurses so everyone can benefit from their knowledge and expertise. Now, I've asked Alice to help us with this because you've come up with a plan. Why is it so important, do you believe, for nurses to lead by example?
It's so important because we know the recipe to healthy living. Because we're ripping, we're running, we're pushing, pulling, lifting, responding in, life or death situations. We need to be prepared physically and mentally. So it's very important for us to be healthy as well.
Let's do this. You guys ready for this? All right, Alice has a 28-day plan to be slim and strong by living like a nurse. Anybody can follow this. Why 28 days, by the way?
Well, there's a lot of research out there that shows that in 28 days you can break a habit or change your mindset. So if you make one small change over 28 days, it will become a part of your permanent healthy lifestyle.
All right, here it is. This is a plan that's designed to help you in many ways. It's going to help you eat like a nurse, it's going to help you sleep like a nurse, move like a nurse, and get support like a nurse, because that's what really makes nursing so special. Yes. Literally supporting at every level. First, we're going to start off with eating like a nurse. So what can America learn from nurses when it comes to healthy eating?
Well, when it comes to healthy eating, nurses, we do a lot of documentation, right? A lot of tracking and trending. And so we document, but what we want patients to do is to also keep track. You can have a diary, you can download an app on your phone, but we want you to keep track of it because that's going to help you be accountable. And when you know what you're eating, you're less likely to reach out for those donuts or those chips when you know what the goal is. So document, track, and trend is very important.
So it turns out folks have actually studied this. And when you track and trend what you're doing, you eat better foods, you exercise the right way and in the right amount, you actually double your weight loss. Absolutely. It really does work. So here's what we're going to do. When we come back, we're going to take you through the rest of the 28-day plan, so don't move from where you are.
It's confusing and controversial. Gluten-free food is everywhere, but is it even good for you? All New Oz.
That's coming up tomorrow. We're back with the Nurses 28-Day Slim and Strong plan created for you by nurses because they have the knowledge, the experience, the compassion to turn your health around. So nurse Alice Benjamin is back, along with two nurses who have taken control of their health so they can be examples for all of us. I want you to welcome Nurse Jessica and Nurse Sheila. Sheila, let's start with you. Right in the middle of your efforts to help take care of patients, you had a personal health transformation. What happened?
Yeah, I'm getting to be mid-40s, and, I was getting home from work, and my joints ached so bad getting out of the car and trying to get in the house, and I thought, now's the time. Now's the time to make the change. So I had a medical mission trip that I was due to go on and worried that, am I going to hold the team back from my weight? So I've lost 100 pounds. 100
pounds? Here's the before and after photo. You really did. Look at that.
Yeah.
Now, Jessica, you say patients actually motivated you to change your life. So what was your personal change? What did you do?
Well, I joined the gym. I started tracking my meals with an application on my phone, and I got a personal trainer. I was able to do that. So those three things really motivated me. And I've lost a total of 34 pounds. I just weighed myself the other day.
Good for you. Oh, there's your before and after. Look how vibrant you look.
Thank you.
Must be proud of that. You should be proud of it.
I am.
What have you done with tracking your weight, your
I
foods?
use an app also. I keep close measuring of what I eat, but when I eat, I only eat 3 meals a day. I concentrate on a protein and a fat at each meal, and then I load in the veggies. I figure that protein and that fat is what's going to hold me over to the next meal, is the way that I look at it. So.
Now, the other thing we have a problem with in the hospital is sleep. We don't sleep so well. And this is true for everybody, especially nurses. There's lots of things happening. This is a problem all over America. And you guys have to master getting this sleep. And one epidemic that I'm seeing is folks are always ruminating, all of us, at nighttime. And nurses worry about their patients. How do you sleep better as a nurse. How do you cope with that problem of always thinking about what happened during the day? Did you take care of the patient the right way?
You know, I absolutely fixate, especially I did 13 years in the emergency room.
Ooh.
I would fixate on what I had or what I felt, even worrying about patients. I would sit at home and think, wow, I hope they're doing better. So I think there's a couple of important things that I do. I read. I find myself in another world, get into a story, focus on it. It kind of breaks up and you're thinking about someone else's life.
And power naps are a big part of this process for you. How effective are they?
Power naps are so helpful. Nurses, we work so hard. We need our sleep. So sometimes we can't sleep solid, 7-8 hours. We need to take a power nap. And nurses actually have a secret. We actually like to do coffee naps. So I know people associate coffee with staying awake and being alert, but it takes about 20-30 minutes for the caffeine to kick in and have its full effect. So what you do is you have a cup of coffee, take about a 20 or 30 minute nap, and when you wake up, not only are you rested from your nap, but that caffeine is kicked in and you are ready to go. So that's definitely a secret that some nurses, especially my night nurses, I think can appreciate that. Power naps, very helpful.
The third step in your plan is to move like a nurse. And just to put this in context, nurses on a 12-hour shift, which, again, is the common amount of shift, walk 3.5 miles. 3.5 miles.
Well, I actually tracked it one day on my phone, and I actually calculated 6.5 miles.
Oh, we have an update. Breaking news. I'm only 50% giving you credit for what you do. It depends how demanding the patients and doctors are, but whatever it takes.
Yeah.
So, a lot of miles are walked, but there are things that nurses need to do to stay slim and strong.
Absolutely. We're moving, pushing, pulling, lifting patients, so we need to move and be strong. So I actually have resistance bands, my favorite. It's instant gym on the go, very inexpensive. So we do this with our patients at the hospital, but I can't bring my patient home, so I have my resistance bands to keep
You guys
strong.
have bands, you're sitting on the mat.
Yes.
Come on over
Let's
here.
go.
Demonstrate. This is something everyone can do pretty readily.
Yes. So resistance bands are really great because they're really inexpensive and you can take them anywhere with you. So a simple one that I like to do is if you kind of stand on your resistance band about feet shoulder width apart, and what you're going to do is you're going to bend at the knees and hips here, and then you're going to go more into a squat and you're going to actually lift up. And here you can work your muscles, and if you want to, you can even go even higher and do an overhead press.
Oh.
Right.
Look how strong Sheila is over there, Jessica.
And you have different levels of resistance bands, but this is an instant body workout. I'm working my quads, I'm working my glutes, my hamstrings, and with your upper body, you're working your triceps, your biceps, and your deltoids. So definitely a full body workout.
I understand, Sheila, you've got a little trick you use at the hospital.
I do. I work
weights.
in a surgical center, so I have to take my own patients to the car. So when I get back in our staff elevator by myself, I do squats in the elevator the whole time until I get back up to my floor. Nobody's in there. Some of the other nurses know that I do it. I do squats the whole way up.
People aren't staring at you?
Yeah.
All right, love it. To put this plan in action, you need a final step. And this is the most important thing that nurses do for each other and for us. They need to get support. So nurses have a built-in community. You guys love each other, and I always see you supporting each other firsthand. Folks at home have to do the same thing. Find someone that cares for you, because there is someone who loves you. Get that support, you'll stay motivated, and you'll stay on track. Okay, up next, what would a nurse do? They're sharing their wisdom when we come back. Next, we've all had to deal with aches and pains, but I'm finding out, what would a nurse do? We're revealing their solutions to the most common health problems.
If it takes longer than 3 seconds, you worry about being dehydrated.
Get all the answers right from the source. Next. If you've ever had a common ache or a pain or illness and you haven't been sure what to do, that ends today, because it is time to find out, what would a nurse do? We're going to go through different scenarios and get our nurse experts to give us advice. First scenario, you're innocently lying in bed. Everything seems fine, snoozing away, and all of a sudden, you hear a loved one run out of bed. They look sort of green, and then they begin to throw up. Ooh, not so good. So what would a nurse do? Nurse practitioner Angie is back. Take it away, Tigress. What would they do?
Well, the big thing is this is like a puzzle, and you have to put the pieces together, so you've got to ask some good questions. And I think the first question I always want to know is, I ask people to jump on one foot. Just that simple. If that causes pain, then I'm going to worry that there's something inside that abdomen that's inflamed, like an appendix perhaps. So the next thing I want to know is, maybe what kinds of things have they eaten? Is there any kind of new food or maybe old food that might have caused that vomiting? And if it wasn't a male, I might want to know when was the last menstrual period. Is it possible that they're pregnant? Then we want to go down to the next. Do they have a fever? Because you know, as we go into the winter, one of the most common things is going to be that viral gastroenteritis, or what people commonly call the stomach flu. So if they've got those symptoms, then one of the things I talk to them about is maybe taking some clear soda and letting it set out, let the bubbles kind of settle, and about every 10 or 15 minutes, take a tablespoon of it. Now, at the end of 24 hours, still having a little bit of abdominal pain or still vomiting, a little bit of fever, it's probably time to get to a provider, see your physician, your nurse practitioner, make sure that something else is going on.
I love the hopping idea.
Isn't
It's a
that
very
fun?
easy way to screen, because in the emergency room, it's the first thing we do is look for the problem inside.
Exactly.
Who's got a second opinion? I'm going to hop over to you. Okay, I'm going to hop over. My belly feels pretty good. All right. So, what's your first name?
Hello, my name is Jamie.
Jamie. So, second opinion. What do you think?
Okay, well, nausea and vomiting can be kind of dangerous because you can become dehydrated, and you want to be dehydrated. So what you want to do is there's a test that you can do at home. We call it capillary refill. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my thumb.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to press down on my nail bed.
What beautiful nails you have.
Oh, thank you. And then I'm going to release. I'm going to wait for the color to come back. If it takes longer than 3 seconds, that means you could possibly be
Do it again.
dehydrated.
There we are. So it's blanched. 1, 2. Oh, no, you're well hydrated.
I'm well hydrated, but if it takes longer than 3 seconds, you worry about being dehydrated and you want to seek medical attention.
It's a great tip. I would always do that for anemia. I never thought about it for dehydration.
You could also actually check dehydration that way.
2 for 1, a twofer.
And so what you want to do is you want to slowly just rehydrate yourself with oral fluids. But I also have another tip.
Oh.
Mother knows best. My mother's actually a nurse, so she told me about ginger mints. I don't know if you've ever heard about ginger mints before, but I
No.
actually have some in my pocket.
You
so I'll
have
show it
ginger
to you.
mints, not
I do.
ginger ale.
Nope. Ginger mints, okay? They're a little spicy, so be careful.
Oh, they're really spicy.
But
I
ginger
would stop complaining if I got this.
You would stop complaining?
Yeah, I wouldn't mention belly pain anymore.
They're spicy, but they actually help. Actually, if I'm nauseated, I take a ginger mint and I pop it in my mouth. I let it dissolve because they are spicy. But usually after a couple of minutes, it helps my stomach. It helps, decrease some of the acid in my stomach, and I start to feel a little bit better.
It grows on you. I
It
like
grows
it.
on you. It does.
I'm glad your mom was a nurse. You followed in her footsteps. All right. Up next, the nurse that went viral over the summer. She defines what it means to be fierce. We'll be right back. Join the conversation and start the movement with #NurseNation. Today, it's all about nurses and the inspiring work they do to bring you the best care. Now, there's one nurse who I felt I couldn't do this show without meeting. Her dedication to nursing is something I have never seen before, and it has gone viral. Please meet Nurse Cece.
Nurse Cece is the gold standard for us.
She's a living testimony that once you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life.
I haven't seen her energy drop off for a second.
And that's amazing, because Florence Cece Rigney is 90 years old. In fact, she's the oldest working nurse in the country.
Penicillin and sulfa had just started when we were students.
Cece graduated nursing school in 1946. Over her 70-year career, she's seen lots of changes in the field of medicine.
The patients would stay in the hospital for a week, maybe 10 days after surgery. Now they go home maybe the day of surgery.
She's a wealth of information, and we love her to death.
These days, Cece has cut back her schedule to 2 days a week, prepping and supplying the OR. But when she's on the job, she's hard to keep up with.
Turn around and she's gone.
She takes the stairs every single time. We hold the elevator for her and she refuses to take it.
Cece actually tried to retire once when she was 65. But that only lasted 6 months because she missed working.
Keeps me active, keeps my brain stimulated.
Recently, Cece's co-workers packed into the halls of Tacoma General Hospital to surprise her on her 90th birthday. She received a tiara, flowers, even a note from the governor.
I applaud Cece for her selflessness and long-standing commitment to excellence. Happy birthday, Cece.
Cece's birthday video was posted online and went viral, surprising no one more than Cece.
They told me it went viral. Well, if they got a virus, I'm thinking of giving him some medication or something.
As she enters her 10th decade, Cece shows no sign of retiring anytime soon.
I did my CPR yesterday.
That's right, she just recertified for CPR, which is good for 2 more years.
Group hug. Yeah, don't hurt her. Don't hurt her.
She's the oldest working nurse in America, and she's here. Please welcome Nurse Cece. My goodness.
I'm just overwhelmed.
Nurse Cece. Oh my goodness.
Did you think I'd come in with the cane?
No, I did not think that was the case, but they love you. I'm gonna just share this with everybody. Nurse Cece flew all the way across the country from Washington State. It's a long trip. And you felt passionately about coming here. I would never have dragged you all the way out here, except for the fact that I knew that you felt strongly about it as well. Why?
I feel very honored to be on your show. And
I'm honored to have you.
It's been so overwhelming since my 90th birthday that I can't believe all the notoriety. And when they keep telling me that it's gone viral, my 2 granddaughters said, "Grandma, it's gone viral." I don't do Facebook, so I really didn't know what they were talking about.
You were probably worried you had an infection.
Right.
Listen, I love having you here, and I applaud you for all you've done. It just, I'm a shining beacon to what nursing means. God bless you.
Thank you.
All right, you can find all the health advice you want from Nurse Cece. She's agreed to put lots of stuff on DrOz.com. It'll become viral, by the way, which is a good thing.
Oh.
Because they want to hear from you. All right. Up next, if you've ever had a couple too many drinks, has that ever happened to you guys, even though you're nurses? Yeah, I know you have. They're very honest, too. Stay tuned, because nurses are giving you the best ways to nurse a hangover. We'll be right back.
It's confusing and controversial. Gluten-free food is everywhere, but is it even good for you? All new Oz.
That's coming up tomorrow. Okay, it is time for my big announcement for all you wonderful nurses out there. I have decided, are you ready? That it is time to add a nurse to the Dr. Oz show, officially. So starting today, here's how we're gonna do it. Starting today, I'm looking for a nurse to be a regular on the show. That's right, a nurse. So Nurse Station, get active. It could be you. Here's how you're gonna do it. You gotta apply. You're gonna log on to DrOz.com and click on the hashtag nurse search to submit yourself. Or you can nominate a nurse that you love. But you got to drum up support for yourself on Twitter. Make sure I know why you're special. Now, before I go, I want to thank you very much for all that you do every single day. I want to give all the nurses in my audience a chance to get off your feet, which I know you need to do. So thanks to GoPriv.com, you're all going home with a $150 gift card so you can enjoy a little R&R that's well-deserved. GoPriv.com is a beauty and wellness app that delivers services like manicures and massages to your front door. Now, throughout the show, everybody, we've been learning from you wonderful nurses, and here's what you'll be talking about tomorrow.
Hi, Dr. Oz. It was a long day at the hospital, so we're having a nurse's night out. We decided to blow up those steam and let our hair down. See you tomorrow, Dr. Oz. Cheers.
Well, it's true. Nurses are some of the hardest working men and women I know. And it's healthy to be around your friends and enjoy a night off. It's also human to have, one too many. So throughout the show, we've been learning from nurses about all kinds of things. And here's what we'll be talking about tomorrow. It's how nurses nurse a hangover. LaHara and Mary Beth were in that little video. You had some fun last night, it looks like.
Yeah, I would say so.
Did you stop on time, or did you celebrate a little too much?
Could have ended a little earlier,
Yeah,
but
very honest. You guys feeling okay now?
could be better.
Could be better, right. So, LaHara, how do you nurse a hangover? Do you have a lot of experience with these?
I was going to say, I've nursed a hangover or two in my lifetime. One of my favorite secrets is actually miso soup.
Ooh. Yes. Miso soup?
Yes.
Why?
Miso soup. Miso is fermented, and therefore it has a lot of healthy bacteria in it, which is calming and soothing to your belly. Because after a night like that, you need a little something to go from hungover to miso sober.
Miso sober. Very nicely done. That's nice. That'll mean miso sober. I like it like it's warm too. Most stuff is cold.
Yeah.
It's like sort of soothing. Mary Beth, what is your miso sober solution?
My remedy is a little bit different. I like to do a shot at the end of the night, but
A
not
shot?
just any shot. I like to do a shot of pickle juice. It restores your electrolytes.
Yeah, that gives you the salt, all the good stuff you lost.
Yeah.
The salt in the pickle juice, and probably helps the miso as well, helps rebalance those electrolytes. All the nurses know that, and that's why they are so good at nursing hangovers, which are well-deserved, by the way, for all the hard work you do. You can do a shot right now?
Sure.
But I want to bring one last person in, if you don't mind. Bringing all these wonderful nurses together doesn't happen easily. I'm going to go thank someone who's responsible for having you guys all come today. This is Donna Hillhouse. Donna, I'm sorry to surprise you. Thank you for all the work you do. And she's a nurse to boot. To all the nurses. And remember, healthy is happy. We'll see you tomorrow.